So this episode is going to be called Why I Think Elon Musk is a Puppet. So, why I think Elon Musk is a puppet. Now, I don't want to go into like numerology and like deep into the science. But I'm going to speak on like a normal person, right? Like a sheep. I'm going to explain it to somebody who I feel is a sheep, right? So, there's a guy, right? He comes on stage in a suit, right? His suit is very clean. But he has a car company, right? He has a car company. He has this big car company. He made all these cars, he developed the engine and all this shit, the Tesla and all this. But you go outside and you look at a mechanic, right? They have dirt on their hands. I've never seen a mechanic in a suit. I've never seen a car guy wearing a fucking suit. Or you'd be like, oh, he's an entrepreneur. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, he's wearing a fucking suit. And another thing, right? So let's look at the gas prices. Okay, so Tesla is pushing electric vehicles, right? So electric. Now, gas prices goes up. The government makes money on gas prices. Africa stops producing oil. Okay. So now you control Africa. No gas, no oil. Gas prices go up in the U.S. Tesla blows up because everyone wants electric cars now. So the government wins either way. And now they can make money on electric cars. And now since the government is using this other guy to team up with China to control the social credit system and put the social credit system that's in China in the U.S. or whatever, because population control, right? Bill Gates, right? That's basic. So if he's teaming up with the Chinese and Tesla is on the team, or Elon Musk, and you have electric cars and gas is high, why is electric cars? You say, oh, why would electric cars be a part of the agenda or what? Well, you can control electricity easier than oil, right? You can just, it's like if you don't pay your light bill, you can just cut the light bill off. That's the same with electricity. If they don't have no electricity for your car and they cut it off, then you don't have a car anymore. It's just sitting there. So now they just created dependency in two different ways. So if you raise the gas prices, now they're dependent on higher gas. So now you got more taxes. That's even more money, right? So now you can develop what? A Dogecoin. So you have a Dogecoin. So that's more hope. And now you can pump that coin based on the power of electricity or the power of Tesla, right? And you're like, oh, it's going to be an electric. Oh, it's good with electric, but it's a part of the agenda the whole fucking time. So they can control it. He can be like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. So now he's just trolling the fucking sheep, thinking that he's the hero or some shit. And he's just the front man for some shit that's being used to control you anyway. That's why you shouldn't look up to people on TV. Like, to me, that's how I see it. But, you know, I'm evil. I guess I would be evil, I guess, to think like this. But I think it's more evil for them to think like that than for me to think like this. Because I'm just on the defense, right? I already been through the system. I'm just looking from a perspective of being a victim of the system that they're just putting in front of me. I don't give a fuck about a Tesla, right? I just see it for what it is. It's just an electric fucking vehicle that if I have this, they can be like, oh, we don't have no electricity. Or you did this. Like, just think about the social credit system with electricity cars and gas cars. Right? If it's a gas car, it's harder for somebody to control another person with gas because if sets on fire, it's not linked. You can't really link it to a computer system. It's not digital. It's natural. It's more natural. Electricity can be linked to a computer or a car computer because you can just cut that shit off and then everything shuts off. Like if gas shuts off, you still have a computer in your phone or in your car, so it can still track your name. It can still track your Alexa or whatever the fuck else they use to track what you're doing, or your fingerprint or whatever. Even if you don't have gas, that's still into play. But if you don't have electricity, if they cut the electricity off, all that shit is gone. Like you're pretty much a sitting duck from that point, because now everything is in electricity. You completely dependent on a switch, right? That the government can hit. They can be like, oh, you're not gonna comply. All right, let me just hit this electricity switch. Beep. Now, it's like a father who runs a home and got all these kids, and the kids don't mind, and he just hits the switch in the house like, oh, I'm gonna cut it off. Now the kids, they're like, oh, and then he's like, okay, do this, and then now they're listening because they need the electricity. That's the same way with the government. It's the same shit. That's my theory. That's my theory. That's my theory with the gas and electric, and why I believe Elon Musk is a puppet. I think he's a total puppet. But that's just me though. Some people could think he's this super smart $1 trillion car company man from zero out of his garage. Now he's on stage. You know, you could believe that shit. I don't believe the shit. I don't believe it. But some people believe that shit. Like, that's the same with Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and even Mark Zuckerberg. I don't think that shit is real. I don't think these guys were in a house and started a computer company and now this shit just blows up. It's like, no, I don't believe that shit. I believe that shit was already made and engineered by something or somebody who had that shit in order, and it was like, this is the guy we're going to use. And then they just let him take some pictures with a fucking computer. And then it was like, oh, it's Bill Gates, blah, blah, blah. And then he just comes out, oh, it's too many kids in Africa. We need to kill them and shit. Let's put AIDS and do all this shit. Now he's the world's superhero, world's richest man. Like, get the fuck out of here. You believe that shit? That sounds like engineered. That sounds like an engineered person. Right? It sounds like somebody who was molded to do that shit. That's what I believe. That's just what I believe. That's what I believe.